So it was held at PPA San Clemente. I don't know if you've ever played.
That is a venue.
At that venue?
No, I haven't, but that's on my list because it's like one of the best venues in all of the PPA Tour, from my understanding. It looks really nice. You did?
Yeah.
Nice. How'd you do in your 3-0 men's doubles?
That was great.
You're welcome.
So, motherfucker. That was a good one.
Welcome back to another episode of The Pickle Pulse. I am your host, Brian Green, and as always, I have my co-host, Ryan Lopez, in the house. What's up, my dude? Good morning to you.
Bundled.
Yeah. Well,
we're a puffer jacket indoors.
It's holiday season.
This is terrible.
It is here. Winter's officially here in DC. I mean, we've had some cold days. It looks like we've got a cold and rainy week ahead of us. Yeah. Hopefully you're a member of a club out there somewhere where you can get away and play some pickle, because I know if I go 3 or 4 days, I start like twitching a little bit, and I need to get out there. Dude, but before we get into anything else, I don't know if you know this, but we are officially past the Pickle Pulse's 1 year anniversary.
Look at that.
So I started this pod back on December 5th of last year, was the first episode that ever dropped, as I dropped my phone on the floor. So we're dropping everywhere.
Wasn't planned.
Dude, it started on my couch in the basement as an idea and has grown and grown. And I'm just so excited that my initial goal was to go over 1,000 subscribers. Very small goal. Wanted to just kind of grow. And 2 weeks ago, we went over, man. We're at 1,023. Oh, wait for it. There it is. Let's go one more time for all the good people out there. So good. All right, so goals, party people. Even when you're old, you can set new goals. You can accomplish things, do new and different things. So that's my holiday talk to all the people out there, is don't be afraid to try something. Try pickleball.
Yep, Christmas came early.
Although if you're watching this podcast, you've already tried pickleball. Let's be honest. Exactly. So Christmas season's coming up for you, man. What's that mean to you, Ryan?
Hopefully new paddles.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
You got your eye on any new paddles out there?
As if I need anything. Oh, no, not really. But maybe just a lot more gear. Yeah, I just enjoy buying like new pickleball stuff for no reason.
Okay,
you know, like I just keep getting ads for like new pickleball bags, and I'm just like, I just bought a carbon bag. Like I don't need.
That's like one of the best bags out there too.
No, I know. I'm just like, why am I looking at another one?
No, because you need to match your outfits with your bags.
No, it makes no sense. Well, speaking of carbon, I need to find out when they're coming out with that new paddle. That's something I'm looking at.
That was supposed to drop like a month ago or so, and then I don't know if they pushed it back. So if any of you guys out there in the internet world know, that is actually a really excellent talk. Is like, what's going on with carbon? We'd love to see their new paddles.
Right. I'm curious.
2025 is going to bring a whole lot of new paddles. So if you can wait the next couple of weeks and just get through the holiday season.
Right.
But I will tell you that Thrive Pickleball, I just started playing with their Blackout about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to drop the review in a couple of days, and I'm going to give away a paddle on that episode. So you guys tune in, make sure to be subscribed. But the Thrive Blackout, don't wait on that one. It's $179 with code. It gets down to like $150 something.
It's a good deal.
Dude, it's a fiberglass paddle that has... So I love the Azul. It was my main. It's got like 10% more popping power. So nothing psycho or crazy. It's not a mod. It's not a gearbox. But it's as close to those as can be, while still controllable.
You said it's fiberglass.
It's a fiberglass. Well, but then they, of course, have the carbon fiber on the face. But fiberglass underneath to give it a little bit more pop and power, but also just more feel.
I was originally, when you said fiberglass, I was originally thinking of those like original like Ben Johns like paddles that came out. That was like for like under $100.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
No grit.
No grit. Exactly.
Ball just slides off of them.
It was a spray on, right?
Yeah. That's exactly. Well, later on, the initial ones didn't even have grit because it wasn't a thing at the time. So we digress. We're 5 minutes in. We still haven't talked about anything.
Right. All right,
today, we're going to talk about the end of the PPA season. The championships were this past weekend. The format was very interesting in that the top 16 men and the top 16 women made it for men's and men's and women's doubles, let's say it. All right. And then the lower seeds got to choose their partner from whoever else was left in the pool, which I found, obviously some guys are going to pick their friends or who they've played with throughout the season. But there was a big change up during that process. And J.W. Johnson, because there was no Dylan Frazier, is he hurt? Do you know what's going on with Dylan? I don't know why he wasn't there.
Oh, I'm not too sure.
Maybe he just couldn't make it. So anyway, he wasn't there.
Was there someone subbing in for him?
Yeah, I think Connor Garnett made it because he wasn't there. But long story short, he chose Gabe Tardeo. And I've heard rumors that is going to be a new pairing for 2025. And I was really intrigued to see how that went down. Yeah. Also, you got Paris Todd and Tina Pisnik that came out of it. Super unique. And a couple of other pairings that I thought were interesting. And one pairing that is so old school that they didn't have a chance before they started. Can you guess who that pairing would be?
Was it Irvin?
No, she's old school, but it's even more old school than that pairing. They've played together for like 5 years straight.
No, who was this?
Lucy Kovalova, Callie Jo Smith.
No, oh, no.
But they didn't really have a chance before they started, let's be honest. All right. So we're going to talk about some of the finals, and then we're going to do some predictions on next year. Who's going to be the best players in the world? Who's going to swing and miss? Maybe there's a name that's not on the top 20 right now that slips in there, like a Grayson Golden. You think he could be top 20 in the world? I'm not going to say number one because I don't think he can do that.
No, I would hope so.
Yeah, but I mean,
also
top
found
20.
out he went to my alma mater in Florida, USF.
Let's go.
He's a fellow USF Bull.
So you're like number one fan now.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So reach out to him and get him on the pod, Ryan.
I randomly was on his Instagram and I saw I think it was like USF Bulls men's tennis photos. I'm like, wait, hold on. I was like, this guy went to my school.
I like it. So now it's your job to reach out to him, develop that relationship, and get him on the pod. Okay. This is how things work around here. Okay, because I'd love to talk to Grayson. Yeah. He was just on, I think it was Zane's podcast with his girlfriend, and very, very cool. Very, very cool to kind of get to know that guy, and I think he's going to be a stud next year as a preview of what is to come. But before we get too far ahead, let's just talk about the PPA finals. And kind of what took place. So
it was held at PPA San Clemente. I don't know if you've ever played.
That is a venue.
At that venue?
No, I haven't, but that's on my list because it's like one of the best venues in all of the PPA tour, from my understanding. It looks really nice. You did?
Yeah.
Nice. How'd you do in your 3-0 men's doubles?
That was great.
You're welcome.
So, motherfucker. That was a good one.
You set yourself up way too good for that, bro.
So I'm a lifetime member and everything. So my fiance, she works out in Cali right now. She's travel nursing.
Okay.
So the nearest lifetime to her, next to her, is lifetime San Clemente.
Nice.
So we went out there one day and played. It was about like 45 minutes out. That is a fantastic facility.
Yeah.
It's very much like a tennis facility. I think like actual pickleball courts, there's only 12.
Okay.
But for these PPA events, they transform the entire facility to like pickleball courts.
Sick.
So the main court where they host like all the, like center court matches, they actually have 4 courts on that.
Oh, okay.
But then they just transform it to like one big center court, and they have all like the VIP stands and everything like right behind it. So they just condense it a little bit.
Yeah,
and they have all the electronic scoreboards and whatnot.
Are you geeky enough to name one super weird thing that Anna Bright did on those steps?
No.
Last year?
What you doing?
She fell asleep after her match while other matches were going on.
Good for her.
Laying on those steps, sleeping on her backpack. Right. It's like so epic. You look over and there's number 2 player in the world sleeping on the stands.
Just bored.
It's awesome.
Just waiting for competition.
Just love it. Love it. She's such a beast.
Yeah. But that facility, I mean, it's a pretty small facility.
Yeah.
Like the gym's not all that big either.
Okay.
Yeah. It's literally just pickleball and tennis. That's like all they offer.
Sounds like my kind of club minus the tennis.
It's a phenomenal facility though. Oh my God. So beautiful.
So, Anna Leigh Waters.
She's doing her thing.
Dude.
As usual.
She's the greatest of all time before she turns 20. And who knows if anyone, I don't think anyone's going to catch up to her next year. She triple crowns the end of the season. Wins it all. I mean, unbelievable. And it's very apropos for the type of year that she had, and that she won almost everything. Her win percentage is like 97%.
Yeah. So it's a huge comeback, especially from like the MLP loss a few weeks back. So for her to come out to, the end of year championship and just triple crown.
Yeah.
It has to be a good feeling.
Oh,
to
yeah.
end on a high note.
No, and what's really cool is, I hate to say this again, man. It's like, I don't hate the Johns brothers. I want to like them.
I want to like them too.
I want to like them. Okay.
Locals.
I'm going to preface this with I want to like them. But it seemed like she was really in tune and wanted to be there. When Ben was playing singles and or men's doubles and not playing with her, it seemed like he didn't care. I mean, it really didn't seem like he was even trying in singles.
Yeah.
He lost both matches.
Yeah.
And
it's more so the attitude. It's just like when he's losing, it just looks like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
There's no, like, I guess, fight, in him when he's losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no grit about him.
Well,
it's weird.
The thing is, like, is that because he made $5 million this year? He's paid whether he wins or not. And so you lose a little bit. But I can't see a number one player, someone who's risen to that rank, having that sort of attitude as I'm already paid. Who cares if I'm number one at the end of the year? So
exactly.
I don't really think that's the case.
I don't want to say that's the case either, but like, I don't know if it's just like his demeanor or whatnot, but like, this is just what I see from him on on like a tournament to tournament basis. This is just like, I guess, how he is.
Well, it's becoming like a very regular thing, especially in MLP. We know he doesn't want to be there. So he's like really bad there. But recently in the PPAs, he just doesn't seem to be into it.
He just seems very disinterested.
Yeah. And it's like, wow, you're supposed to be selling the sport and growing it, dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
Exactly. But then again, I feel spoiled too because, I grew up as a huge tennis fan. I look at guys like, the big three, Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic, and these guys are like so hungry to win. There's like so much passion and grit. Even when they're like down in a match, but that they're just going to storm back and like surge back and just go for the neck, just kill people.
No, and that's kind of what I was expecting to see from him. I was expecting him, regardless of how the year went, because I know in men's doubles and singles, he probably wasn't excited about the way the year went, and that he no longer is the dominant player on the court when he steps on the court. But I thought he would want to fight hard to show everybody that he's still number one.
He's still Ben. At the end of the day, he's still Ben. You ask any of these players who they want to win like a championship match against, it's going to be Ben.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah. You want to beat Ben in a gold medal match.
What I'm going to tell you is next year his name at the end of the year will not be the one that everyone wants to beat, because he's been beaten so many times at that point. Unless something dramatically changes.
But this is the thing. You give his results this year to like anyone else.
Oh, they'd be stoked.
It would be, you would be like, this was a fantastic year. But for someone like Ben, this is bad.
Well, the deal is, and we'll skip over men's singles for now, and we'll come back to it and go right to men's doubles since we're kind of talking about it already anyway. But in men's doubles, the gap is closed. And there are now, I would say, 8 to 10 guys who can win every week, no matter what. And then some new pairings that are coming together that are really giving him hell. Now, the reason, in my opinion, that he won is, yes, that he was the most talented, most athletic player on the court for the past 4 or 5 years. Pickleball has caught up and surpassed what they were doing then. And so the strategy that he brought to the table worked almost every time. You can't beat him at the soft game. He's going to outdink you. His hands are so good, he'll hit it through you, right? But now everyone else is caught up. Their hands are just as good. And you can't just go into a match saying, I'm going to dink them to death. Because they're going to start pulling the trigger from everywhere, and who knows what kind of chaos is going to happen. So that's why I think at the end of 2025, I don't think Ben is done. I still think he's going to be a top 5 player. But if he fell out of the top 5 at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. Other than when the money starts drying up from his sponsors and wherever else he's getting it, maybe he gets hungry again.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. But
can't imagine that. I can't imagine it drying up though.
No, I mean,
someone that's won as much as he has.
Drying up. But let's. If you made $5 million this year and next year you make $1 million, did it dry up?
Okay, fine.
It's like you don't want to go backwards like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of my point there. So men's doubles, super exciting final in that we had some really new looks out there. Federico and Hayden.
Oh my God.
So they play together and they just win no matter what. Exactly. Out there, dude.
That has to be a pairing that plays, I don't know, like 3/4 of the year.
I'm thinking probably so.
Yeah, like it has to.
But Hayden is the bouncing guy, man. He plays with different people all the time. I don't know if he can do that.
Riley.
Yeah.
Like, was it like the week before or something?
Dude, he's won with Riley. He's won with Diescu. He's won with Tardio. It's like...
So I would say like Hayden and Fed probably should play 3/4 of the year next year. And then if it's not Hayden, it should be Fed and Tardio.
Okay.
Because that was a good matchup as well. I think I'm recalling 2 tournaments that they did really well together as well. But again, huge wins for both of them.
Oh, yeah.
With Tardio and Staxford, they won Milwaukee last month and then Kansas City 3 months ago.
Well, that
solid pairing
goes right into this whole, there's a new breed of men's doubles player out there.
Yeah.
Where when we get into the final rankings and kind of our predictions for next year, we'll talk about. But man, the gap is closed and there's some guys that when they come together, I personally thought that Tardio, and who was playing with Tardio? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank now.
At this tournament?
Yeah, this past tournament.
Oh, J-Dub.
Oh, J-Dub, and yes, exactly, the new pairing. So that was my pick.
Yeah.
As I was watching some of the earlier rounds, I was like, these guys are just so solid.
I had Hayden and Stackshot until they lose.
Yeah,
like a tournament, I'm not sold on.
Yeah,
like,
I mean it's solid. It's a good pick.
They keep winning.
But if you take those 4 players and you interchange them all around, I think that as a team, all 4 of those guys have a chance to win every tournament. No matter what. And Hayden and Gabe have come out to me as the favorites to be the top player next year.
Hayden and Gabe,
Hayden and Gabe, JW, Dylan Frazier.
That just seems to be a winning formula. You play with Hayden or Gabe, you have like good chances right there.
That's right. Unless you're Brian Green, and then they isolate you, and it's not going to work out.
Sorry, I can't dink.
That's dude. Playing last night, I had some moments. I mean, I played well, but. Phew. I hate floating dinks and getting my partner lit up.
Right.
Like one of the most offensive things you can do to your partner is you're playing the left side, you float a dink across it, and what's the guy on the other left side do?
Yeah.
Smack it so hard at your partner and just...
Like I'm saying sorry as the ball is in the air.
I know, and I'm like, dude, I promise. And they know, everybody knows you didn't mean to do it, but when you do it 4 or 5 times, then they start looking at you.
I know.
Especially at a high, they're like, all right, you going to get those down, Hoss? Anyway, I digress. Oh, all right. So that was men's doubles. We have brand new champs in Mr. Federico Staxrud, Mr. Hayden Patrickman. Congrats to you guys. I mean, just epic play. Epic. And men's doubles is, I'll go ahead and just say it, like the most fun to watch.
Oh, 100%.
Outside of singles. I like singles because of the athleticism, but dude, men's doubles is bomb now. And it used to be women's doubles, but I don't think so anymore.
Women's doubles, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like if anything, the women right now are just fighting for bronze. Like, what matchups can we do to get bronze? That's literally it.
You nailed it. But before we get there, let's talk men's singles real quick. We have a brand new champ. Dude, I am so fired up because I like this guy a lot.
I love him. He's a good guy.
I mean, really, really solid dude. Hunter Johnson has just been playing out of his mind singles for the last quarter of the year. He's barely lost.
Yeah.
And he's beat some of the whales of the sport. And so Hunter rips through. Do you remember who he played in the finals?
I think it was Connor Garnett.
That's right.
Yeah.
Connor Garnett. And Connor beat Tyson in the previous one. And man, just a little shout out to Tyson McGuffin.
Huge win.
Dude, the old man on the tour. See, this is how I relate to you, Tyson. I'm the old man in my crew as well. And he's the old man of the tour. Exactly. Came out and he was hungry. And you know what I love about Tyson is that as a face of the sport, he's the guy I want as the face of the sport.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, he's barking. He's hype. He's in there.
There's so much passion.
Dude.
Great with the fans. I think what I love most about Tyson is how gracious he is when he loses. That to me is always like a true sign of a champion is you know how to lose with so much grace.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's done some things that I probably didn't love throughout it, but I think we're all going to do those things and have moments and he what is it? Heats of passion, passions of heat. I don't know.
You're close.
That's I was pretty close. You know what I was trying to say.
Yes.
But man, one of the matches that I watched. All right. Let's see. Actually, I want to break this down because I wrote it down. So J.W. Johnson, Gabe Tardio versus Tyson and Andre. All right. This was a semifinal match. So going into the finals in men's doubles, the craziest. It's not even craziest. They've been calling this crap all year. So the referee decides to put himself in this match. All right. J-Dub and Gabe literally destroy them in the first game, 11-2. I mean, roll them. But part of that is that about 6-0, 6-1, the ref decides he's going to call Tyson on a service fault. Served it too high. Fault. Warning. Okay, Tyson goes, really? Looks at him, just moves forward, right? But you could tell he was disgusted because he didn't think it was that way. And I was watching it. It was the normal Tyson serve. Yeah. I mean, every serve is illegal or none of them are illegal is the way I see it. So 3 or 4 more points later, it's 7-0, 8-1, 9-1, somewhere in there. And I mean, the match, they're getting destroyed. Tyson's serving like 1-9-1. Okay. And the ref goes, fault, service fault, and takes the ball away, 1-9-2, and puts it in Andre's hand. Tyson goes, he doesn't go bonkers. He just looks in total disgust at the guy. Like, you've got to be kidding me. We're getting murdered.
Yeah.
We're getting murdered right here, and you're calling me on a service fault? They haven't even missed a return.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's not like it's that much of an advantage.
No, it's just this guy putting himself in the match, and referees should not be able to do this, especially in an end-of-year match, a top match, a final match. We don't want the refs in the match. Yeah. All right? Butt out. All right? But then Tyson goes even farther, and Tyson hit the ball at him.
Yeah, that's too much.
Okay? and he didn't do it like hard or aggressively, but just like, you got to be kidding. And he slaps the ball at the guy. And the guy just looks at him in disgust, like Tyson's been looking at the ref in disgust. So now they're staring at each other. Neither one's moving. It's awkward. 30 seconds later, Andre runs over, grabs the ball, and he's like, we just got to keep playing. And they start playing again.
1-9-2 serves it.
Yeah, basically. Like, let's move forward before they disqualify us, or who knows what's going to happen. So
he's not getting away with that.
Interested to see what comes out from that. Yeah.
But I'm surprised that's not like an immediate disqualification.
You know what? I would have Tyson's back in this, and that ref way overstepped. Like, read the room. That's our thing. Read the room, right?
Read the room.
We're getting our asses kicked, and you're going to call me on a service fault? They haven't even missed a return. There's no way that ref should have been in there, and I would have been on Tyson's side the whole time. If I was in the stands, I'd be yelling at the ref, just barking at him.
I wonder what the fine is going to be. Because I know for like, let's say if it was like tennis or something, they would have fined like something like insane, like $50,000 or something, like maybe like 6 figures.
I hear the PPA fines are more like $1.
No, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, it's like $1.
$20.
It's like, we just so we could tell everybody we fined you, $1.
Exactly. So you have to pay this registration fee.
That is exactly right. All right, so congrats to Hunter Johnson. Connor Garnett had an amazing singles year. I would have guessed that Staxrud was going to win. It was surprising that he didn't make the final. But, dude, I mean, he got beat. He got beat by Connor Garnett. That's right. And man, I think next year Staxrud is still the guy in singles. He's proven time and time again.
Beatable. But he's just very consistent, though.
Oh, yeah.
He's just consistently making deep runs at every single, singles event.
That's what I'm trying to get my game to. Consistent.
Yeah, he's just consistent. Like, he's getting to the semi every single time. Like, he's a guaranteed lock for the semi.
Yeah, he's not losing to the scrubs coming in around a 64 or 32.
For sure. No, he's not losing early. But again, he's a guaranteed semifinal every single time.
Although, slash my scrub statement in that the round of 64 and 32, I have a feeling next year is going to be even more competition.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it is going to be really tough.
For singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of college tennis kids coming into the game right now that are just hype. Every time I walk out,
their game just translates to singles
so fast.
So fast. Like I have a buddy of mine. He won the recent lifetime singles event.
Okay.
Out at Sterling, but same thing. I mean, this kid could have played Division I tennis at George Mason, ripping bombs down the court from every side.
Yeah.
You know, he had like big wins against, I think it was like Alex Corrado, Jason Renner, and like Ed Valenzuela.
Oh, dude, those are all solid wins.
Yeah,
I mean,
huge wins.
Ed's a little on the older side, but dude, Jason Renner's a beast, and I know Corrado's a beast.
Yeah, but I mean, shout out to Matthew Tran. That's his name.
Okay.
Matthew Tran. So he plays at Tyson's Pickleball Club. Fantastic player.
Okay. Is he good at doubles too?
The doubles game needs work.
Okay. You know, I was going to say, should I recruit him? I could use some help there.
Give him some time. Give him some time. But he's probably one of the hardest hitters like in the area, like naturally. Nice. Yeah. But
I think Ryan's just saving him for himself.
No. But great guy to play singles against them. We played 3 games the other day. I lost pickle 9-7.
Wow. Well, at least you got the 9 and 7. That feels better after the pickle.
The pickle to start was like, I might just go home.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to pack my bags on that.
You know what? I don't get as mad about a pickle in singles, though.
Yeah.
And
but you should have seen that game. My friend was watching it. He was like, that did not look like a pickle.
So you actually were getting the ball back to him? He wasn't just hitting like third shot winners?
Hitting like just dead winners. He was like off the court hitting winners. I was like, okay, I can't even be mad at this. This guy's running into the freaking wall right now.
So what's his name? Michael Tran?
Matthew Tran.
Matthew Tran. What's up, dude? Congrats.
That's a guy to look out for.
We'll be looking out for you locally, not in the PPA tour.
Look out for him in singles. That's a guy. That's the guy right there.
All right, so we got through that. That's singles. We got men's doubles, women's doubles. Anna Leigh wins.
That's a good one. Yeah, they won in 4. You know, against Anna Bright and Rachel.
Yeah.
We all saw this one coming.
Yeah.
We all saw this one coming.
You know, the funny thing is, I just need a little more parity on the women's side. We need more ladies coming up. I'm hoping this next year will be the year of just huge growth on the women's pro side of pickleball because there's some catching up to do.
Oh, 100%. This is the one division where you can, like, it's a near guaranteed every single time. Like, you know it's going to be Anna Leigh and Kat. Yeah, almost every single time.
And if it's not, it's going to be Anna Bright.
Yeah, Anna Bright and Rachel Rohrabacher, they might sneak in a couple wins, you know, here and there. Otherwise, like I said earlier in the pod, like the other women are just fighting for bronze. I don't know what kind of matchup you can put together that's going to challenge those 2 other teams consistently.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing, too, is just like the hands battles. Like, there's no other girls on the tour that are keeping up with those hands battles consistently.
With those 4 girls at the top. They have heavy hands.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say Catherine doesn't, but like all the other 3 have heavy hands, and Catherine has the best defense in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like I said, like the biggest X factor is just Anna Leigh in general. Like, no one can play the transition zone like Anna Leigh with the whole shake and bake. And her Tui is like, there is no one on the women's tour that can hit a 2-handed backhand like her.
It's crazy, man.
Either poaching or even just like off the bounce. Like, it is nuts.
She brings a supreme confidence that comes with winning 97% of your
Best
matches.
mental game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just think about this, right?
Game.
If you step on the court and 97 out of 100 matches you win, you got to think, I'm coming to the court flexing on everybody.
Oh, 100%.
And that's kind of where her mentality is right now. Is she doesn't, and that's why when she does lose, it's a full meltdown.
Yeah, exactly. I think she's lost like 4 times this year in women's doubles, like 3 to Rachel and Anna, and then she had the one this past weekend against Georgia. And I know that one pissed her off. That was probably the worst one.
I was so psyched for Georgia, though. I want that for Georgia. Yeah. I love her so much. She is so sweet and so good. Yeah.
That was probably Anna's, like, that was Aile's probably like her biggest loss this year. And it wasn't even a medal match, but it's just the fact that she lost to Georgia. It was a first time pairing with Georgia and Lacey.
I love it. I know. And Lacey. And Lacey Schneemann.
I know. She still ended up winning, but it's just like, I know she doesn't want to lose to Georgia.
No, it's
back-to-back events from MLP last week too.
And that really goes into kind of my thoughts for 2025.
Yeah.
And that we're going to have some new faces step up. I don't know so much about in women's doubles overall in the top 4 spots, but we're going to have some people come up like a Georgia Johnson who's going to creep into that top 4. She just needs to find the right partner. Yeah. It is crazy that you put her together with Lacey Schneemann and all of a sudden she can beat CP and AL. And like did they just sleep on them coming in thinking this is going to be no problem?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably what happened because I wouldn't see Lazy Schneeman beating that team.
That's the thing. It's
Often.
just like you don't just beat Annalee and Catherine Parento like that. Like that's a huge win.
Yeah,
that's the biggest win in women's doubles.
When I watched the match, it's not like they rolled over halfway through and were like, just take the dub. No, they wanted it. They did not want to lose. And Annalee had the look like she started bouncing around. She's like, all right, I got to get some energy. We got to come back. And it just didn't happen.
Just smacking her leg. She's like, come on, Annalee. Right now, Catherine.
That is such a girl thing to slap your leg with a paddle.
So funny.
It looks
Whenever
painful.
I see that, I look at the opposing team. I was like, y'all better like step on the gas pedal right now.
Yeah. Whenever I see that,
close the door.
I'm like, hit the ball to whoever just hit themselves.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So ALW CP win it again. They beat Bright and Rohrbacher in 4. It was a very, very matter of fact, it was 6-11, 11-5, 11-5, 12-10. So they ended up losing the first game, but then like straight through after that. Mixed doubles. Don't really need to talk too much there other than Alshon was playing with CP, which I thought was kind of unique. They haven't done that, have they?
They've played a lot this year together.
I totally miss a lot.
I want
or
to say
a couple
lot.
times.
I think they've played a couple times this year, but I think it's always been the same results. When whenever they pair up and match up against Ben and Annalee, it's either they're losing in straights or they get one game on them. And then the next game is like an absolute beatdown. And you look at it right here. They won 11-8, and then they lose 1-11 in the final game. But that's just always how it goes. They either lose in straight or they lose in 4, and then the one game they do win, they get steamrolled immediately in the following.
Oh, dude. It's just, I don't know. Putting those two together, predictions for next year, I'm thinking nothing's going to change there.
It's tough. Like, there was another matchup too. I think it was like Alshon and Bright. They played earlier. Yeah, they played this year as well. And I had high hopes, for that matchup as well with Alshon and Bright.
Absolutely.
And then they played the final against same thing, Ben and Annalee, and it was same thing. It was like an absolute like.
Was it Alshon and Bright or Alshon and
Bright?
And CP?
No, Bright.
Catherine Parento.
Yeah, Alshon and Bright. That's a pairing I hope will do pretty well next year. I hope so. But they played together this year, and they had that one final against Ben and Annalee.
I like that duo,
and they got beat down.
Yeah.
They were off the court in I think like 20 minutes.
Damn,
it was bad.
Okay. So mixed doubles is kind of up in the air. We talked men's doubles. We talked. Have we covered it all? Was men's that the doubles? Finals?
I think that was it. Yeah.
We okay, good. There you go. So we covered it all. We're at 33 minutes. Now for the fun part, predictions for 2025. And I threw in some end of season things in your notes there, so you have some names in front of you. But let's just start in men's singles. Who is going to be, let's say, like, who are the top 10? And is there going to be a change from the top 10 this past year? Because I'll say that Grayson Golden, I think, is going to make top 10. Watching that guy play is pretty unbelievable. Was QD top 10?
Let's see.
He was, because he was top 8 because he made the finals. So I think QD's in there. Christian Alshon's in there. I don't know if Hayden is a top 10 singles player.
Hayden surprisingly got one. It was like one win against Ben this year.
Okay.
It was like earlier in the year, but he did beat Ben in singles. Let's see.
I do remember that.
I don't really think anything changes too much with this. I can see Tyson, falling out.
Even after this stellar performance in the year, he's got like 3 or 4 more cycles of HGB or whatever he's doing. He's good. As long as they don't ban the drugs, I think Tyson stays in.
I'm just not sold. I mean, I'm looking at everyone else on this list, and I just don't see Tyson, keeping up with them.
Okay.
Over the course of the year, I think Alshon's going to get back in there as well.
Yeah.
Because right now he's at number 9, so I can see Alshon, getting back in that mix. Other than that, I mean, I'm looking at everyone else. Pablo Tejas had no. He had, I guess, no reason to be in that singles event. I think he was just there.
No, I mean, he's qualified for it and has had some, but I would agree, like, he's not a guy I'm thinking has a chance in any singles. So kind of interesting how that all played out.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. Hopefully QD has a huge year. I love the way he plays as well.
All right, so as opposed to going top 10, I think this will be a little more concise.
Yeah.
Who are the top 3 men's singles players?
Top 3
next year.
I'm gonna go Fed.
Okay, I agree.
QD.
I agree.
And Hunter Johnson.
It's hard to disagree.
No,
it's hard. I wanted to say Alshon.
You want to say Alshon?
I wanted to say Alshon, but the crazy thing is that
I would have Ben and Alshon at 4 and 5.
Okay, I was going to say neither one of us chose Ben.
Yeah,
and that's in the top 4. Mm-hmm. So Ben is number 5 now.
Yeah.
No. Okay, but I like that. I think that's really the top 5 guys. Yeah. But we don't even have Connor Garnett in there, and Connor could be any of those guys every week.
He could, but he could also lose early.
Yeah, that's true.
He could also lose early.
He's the king of like round of 32 loss.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm not surprised if I see Connor in a final, and at the same time, I'm also not surprised if he loses in like the round of 32.
Yep. Okay, that's fair. But I think those top 6 guys are your favorites as you come in. Mm-hmm. And then we'll see who kind of breaks through. Yeah. Let's talk about men's doubles. Top 3 teams for 2025. There's definitely going to be a shakeup at the top, but not really, because you can't say that the Johns brothers finished number 1 in the world this year in any regard, right?
I would say Ben and Colin are going to finish
number 5.
I want to say, no, I don't want to say that. I want to say 3 or 4. Like, they're still consistent. Like, that's still like the top team to beat. Like, at the end of the day, it's still Ben and Colin.
Okay.
The real question is whether or not they stay together. Are they going to do like 2025 together? That's the real question.
That is the real question.
Going to switch it up.
So my speculation is no. They're not. They didn't have any fun together this year.
Yeah.
And I think Ben needs to bring in somebody new, somebody different. What if Ben asked Riley to play? Because I feel like those 2 guys together could be really good.
Yeah.
They could also be most likely to punch each other out on the court. I mean, like, serious. I could see them get in a huge fight as well.
Right.
So I don't know what the fit is there. Mm-hmm. I think you're right that Fed and Hayden are going to play together. That would be
a huge adjustment for Ben.
I think J-Dub and Tardio are going to play together, and I think those are going to be our 1 and 2 seed for most of the tournaments next year. And then depending on who Ben chooses, he'll be the 3 seed.
Yeah.
But if he's playing with Colin, he's the 7 seed.
Yeah.
That's just where it's at. Colin, and I'm not hating on Colin. I feel like this is like the Johns brothers haterade pod. I don't hate these guys. Colin doesn't have a lot of the current skill sets that a right side player needs. Mm-hmm. You need to be able to speed up and be creative, and he makes balls.
Exactly.
And he can speed up, but it's not a funky, weird speed up. He's just going to try to come right through you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
It's kind of up in the air. Or I'm thinking, too, like, does Ben find a lefty partner?
Oh, that's a good call.
I don't know.
A Tejas, maybe?
It could be a Tejas. Tejas is on the market. And I think Augie is looking to break in and find a good partner.
I've heard
for himself
that.
as well.
That's a really good pull. I've heard the Augie name. How about Tyler Loong?
Tyler Loong? Oh, he's lefty too.
He's a lefty, yeah.
I'm just not a fan of Tyler Loong personally.
Oh,
no,
wow.
I like him. It's just I don't know. His style of play looks funky.
Okay, yes,
he looks like he has spaghetti arms. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow, that king of the court, baby.
It's a great pod. I listen to it. I'm just saying, it's fantastic.
Spaghetti arms Loong.
He just looks like he has spaghetti arms,
and he calls you 3-0 Ryan.
That's fine. I'm not hating on it. The numbers are there. It's fine.
Oh, I love it. All right, so women's doubles. Our next little topic. Anna Leigh is still queen. Whoever she chooses will be on top with her.
If anything, she's just trying to figure out how she can go from 4 losses to 0 losses.
That's correct.
That's literally it.
And that is a possibility for next year with her. I mean, she's
literally
that good.
think if you just flip CP and Anna Bright,
they don't lose.
Yeah, they don't lose.
But Anna Bright's not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
She wants to win on her own.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, she's not going to do that.
Like, she has found a formula with Rachel, and I think she's going to stick with it.
Yep.
Now it's all a matter of, okay, can we beat them consistently? Can we turn this from, like, a 25% win percentage to like,
you mean
50.
10% win percent.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
10%. Can we get it to like,
it's not a lot.
Can we get it to like 30 or something?
Yeah.
Can we make it a little bit more consistent?
And that would be a successful year for them,
and
I
that's
think.
huge. That's
right?
huge. Like this 2024 alone has been huge for them.
My hope for the female side of the game is that 2025 is a building year in female pro pickleball.
Yes.
And that we have a lot of young talent coming into the game. If I were a 17-year-old girl who had skills on the pickleball court, I would be doing everything I could to get out, to drill, to play in the best games, because there is a huge opportunity to make a lot of money in pickleball and be a professional athlete.
Yeah.
I just feel like the window is wide open on the women's side.
Yeah.
So that's my hope. I think those guys are going to run the top. I don't think much is going to change there.
Yeah, like I said, the other women, they're kind of just fighting for bronze at this point.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, if you think of it, like on this list right here, we have Etta and Megan Dazan, fantastic players, but they're 9,000 points back from Anna and Rachel.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge.
That is. Well, and it reminds me of what's the Cardinals coach is like, they are who we thought they were. That's what they are. They are who we thought they were. So, like, yeah. So, we kind of know who those ladies are at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. They're fantastic, but like I said, like if they're going up against Annalie and Catherine, I mean AL and Catherine, they're licking their chops at this point.
Yeah,
like it's game over. You know who's winning this one.
Yep. And then mixed, unfortunately, whoever plays with Annalie is going to win.
Yep.
Most of them. So I will put those guys at the top again next year. But I do think there's some pairings out there that are really going to give them some hell.
Yeah.
And that is whoever plays with Anna Bright.
Yeah.
Does she have a solidified partner after her and Ignatowicz broke up? I mean, she's just been bouncing around here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. So I know she won with Dylan Frazier, a few weeks back. So I mean, that could be a matchup as well.
I like
her
that.
And Dylan, and her and Gabe. I think is a pretty good matchup, or Gabe or Hayden too. Any one of those two guys, you're working with something for sure.
I would like to see a little more like solidity. In her choices, like choose someone and play for a month or 3 months.
Yeah.
Do like quarter system. If I were in the pro game, the quarter system is the way to go. Listen up, pros. Quarter system. Okay. So play with someone for 3 months. If it works, awesome. Keep it going. If it doesn't work, blow it up. Try something new.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good players out there, and Annalie is that much better that I think she keeps them at the top. But the right pairings can come close.
Yes.
And give them hell.
I would say, another pairing that doesn't really doesn't really stir the pot for me. It's Rachel and Fed. I don't really care for it.
They haven't really done much together.
No.
I mean, they've made a couple of runs.
That's all they do.
Like
they just make
semis
runs.
and quarters, but
I don't really know.
no finals. Okay.
Exactly.
I like that take. Doesn't do much for me either.
J-Dub and Georgia are still there as well. But
they're not going away.
They just can't get over that hump.
The problem is, actually, I said they're not going away. I hope that Julie Johnson will just allow them to play with different people.
You know what? I want to throw this in there. Anna and J-Dub.
Ooh.
I sort of throw that out there. But I wanted to ask you this question as well. What do you think about the whole thing with partner loyalty? Do you mix up your partners as well?
I'm an amateur, so I have to.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say because I'll talk to people at the club or something.
I have favorite partners,
and then people are just like, "Oh no, I only play with so and so. I only play with so and so." It's like, "Oh, all right, dude, damn."
Wow, that's just
all right.
They're not real tournament players.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if there was a Florida 5-0 who wants to play in a 5-0 tournament, I'll fly down there and go play with them. That sounds like fun, like something different. But
right.
I personally think at this point in the game, to have a forever partner is not smart.
Yeah.
There's just too many good people coming up. I think that we need parity in partnerships throughout the year to try different things.
Yeah.
It is more exciting for the viewers, for the tour, and probably more exciting for the people playing, the pros.
Yeah.
When you go out there with somebody new, you get different looks. If you're playing with the Johns brothers, for example, they have their patterns, right? They're playing the same pickleball game over and over again. We're going to drop to the guy on the left. That guy is then going to chip it back. We're going to make him dink 37 times, and then we're going to speed up when we get the opportunity. Like patterns, but with different players, with different partners, you get the opportunity for different patterns, different looks. So I think parity is what I hope to see this coming year.
Yeah, but that's a matchup that would be interesting. J-Dub and Anna. But again, it's all up to Julie Johnson if she's okay with letting her kids split up like that.
Yeah, she may as well just wear a T-shirt that says "boss."
Yeah,
everywhere, because whatever she says goes.
At the end of the day, like, they're still like what, like, I think the number 2 like mixed team.
Oh yeah,
they're consistently going into finals.
Yep.
But again, the end result whenever they match up with
they've beaten them 1 out of like 42 times.
And they had that one, I think it was in San Clemente, where they just blew like 5 match points.
Oh, that was a brutal loss. And
I remember. Since
remember
that one loss, they haven't come close in like the next 5 matchups.
No, it's got to mess with your head, man.
No, that was rough. I was watching it. I was just like, please, just pull through.
Oh, all right, Ryan. Coming into the new year, the end of the year. Anything else you want? I think we might have one more pod before the end of the year, but if not, I wish you a happy holiday.
Thanks. You too.
As you can tell, we don't really schedule these out too far in advance. We just I'll hit Ryan up and he'll be like, yeah, I could do it.
Sure.
Or jump off a cliff, Brian. Not going to happen. But yeah, we'll do one more, and it's just been really fun, man.
A lot of fun.
Yep. Well, that's it for it, guys. And if you've enjoyed the pod, just take a moment to to subscribe, submit a couple of questions. If you have anything about the tour, if you have anything about Northern Virginia pickleball, anything about us, definitely would love to hear from you. And until next time, we'll see you on the courts. Peace.